right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 620 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here we talk about Georgia Southern Atlanta Falcons football, and we got a pretty interesting or really a heavy topic that I want to talk about because this is a reality and it could happen. And I wanted to know your thoughts and opinions. I want to talk about our quarterbacks, Taylor Heineke and the starter, Desmond Ridder. What happens if one of these quarterbacks go down? And I'm not necessarily saying an injury because, that is a part of the game, but I don't want to put that out there in the air. But what happens if we're down a quarterback? What happens? Who do we sign? What do we do? It's really interesting when you think about it. And some people already looked at the topic and probably say, oh, tank for Caleb Williams. NFL teams don't tank. I'm sorry to tell you that. They don't. It may look like it, but the only team I know that really tanked was the Philadelphia 76ers, and look what that got them. Yeah. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I am also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Stitcher is going away in August, I think. So I got some information about that. So if you're listening on Stitcher, you might want to jump ship over to the Spotify or Apple. You can go to Google as well. I mean, there's all types of avenues to listen to the show. But I'm going to be planning on trying to get on another avenue soon. So some things just got to be in the works. The numbers got to be, a certain way, and the algorithm has to pick up the podcast. But basically, I just got to put in work, and it's all going to be thanks to you guys if you decide to listen to the show. And we can be on a bigger platform and make some noise with this show. So hopefully, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're actually moving in the right direction overall, and I thank you guys for the support. I can also be found on Twitter at VFBaller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. Go over there and check out the website if you want to support the show or you want to get easy access to subscribe to the podcast. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, this is QB1 and QB2. And I think we are in a really safe spot when it comes to the quarterback situation. I don't think it's a dire situation or anything. I think we're in good hands for the most part, to be quite honest. There are some question marks, but when you have a veteran like Taylor Heineke backing up Desmond Ridder, let's just say that Desmond Ridder don't make the grade and Taylor Heineke has to come in. I think we're going to be okay with Taylor. Taylor is showing that he's going to play pretty well. I remember watching him all the way back when he played against my Georgia Southern Eagles, so I know a good bit about Taylor Heineke when he was at Old Dominion. So I want to see Desmond Ridder get a fair shot. I honestly want to see whoever's on the center be the elite quarterback for us. So I'm not really rah-rah Desmond Ridder, but I do want him to succeed if he's going to be our quarterback. Same thing with Taylor Heineke. I want him to be that guy if he's going to be playing. But what happens if one of these guys aren't going to be available? What happens? Because now we're down a quarterback. I don't know who we have in the rotation as far as the practice squad. I'm pretty sure to be next man up. But what if we have to go into free agency? What happens if that happens? What happens if we go that route? Who do we pick up? I'm gonna tell you guys right now, we're not picking up Matt Ryan. I will be extremely surprised. My gut feeling, and like I said, I could be wrong because stranger things have happened, but I don't think we're going to pick Matt Ryan. We're not going to pick him back up. If it will be extremely awkward if he was to come back here. But so I know some people probably think that, but I was also say I was also looking at some free agents. I'll say that, and the guys that are available, and it's rough. It's really rough. You got Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan. Obviously, I don't see Matt Ryan coming. I don't see Tom Brady coming back at all either. I'll be surprised at that. Teddy Bridgewater, Joe Flacco, Nick Foles, Chase Daniels, Bryce Perkins, EJ Perry, and Jake Luton. I don't see anybody that stands out. I will say I am not necessarily against, let's just say if we did have a Nick Foles to back up, Marcus Mariota. No, oh, good God, I named the wrong name right there, Marcus Mariota. If we had a guy to back up Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke, I'm not again. I mean, Nick Foles has fallen off. He's definitely not the same guy that was in Philly. I mean, he showed some flashes at Jacksonville, but I'm not against him just to be the backup. I think he'll be good for a game or two. Carson Wentz is another one. He's like one of the, prominent names out there, but he is not able to catch on like he did when he was at Philly the first time. So, and Teddy Bridgewater is another guy's is a big question mark. So, but out of the other ones, I don't see anybody else. There are some guys that are out there that are still signed with other teams that could get a shot. But this is not going to be more of a situation if like one of the players actually are not available. I think you will probably trade for a guy if one of these guys just god awful and you need another quarterback. There's nobody out there. There's only a few that I will spend time on, to be quite honest. I am not necessarily against, trying to get what's his name? Cooper Rush. I'm not against that if, let's say, we don't have a quarterback that can, step in. I'm also not against Mason Rudolph either. I'm not against either one of those guys, just to have them on the roster for the rest of the year. But I think Dallas has some type of investment in Cooper Rush. I've seen Cooper Rush play. He's actually fairly, serviceable. Same thing with Mason Rudolph. He was actually pretty serviceable until, the whole incident with the helmet situation. You know how that goes. But he actually played pretty good. I mean, his numbers weren't that bad. Cooper Rush numbers, so-so. But I think you get these guys in, let's say, if you want them to be another backup. I don't see these guys taking the reins or of a situation right now. But if there's an injury and let's say you need a backup, those are the two guys I think that will come to mind. So it's something that you really don't want to think about as far as tanking goes, or people say they tank. I think this team right now is actually too good to do anything like that. And that'll probably end up costing Coach Arthur Smith his job. You do something like that. You with all these moves you made, you end up being down a quarterback and you just say, okay, we're just going to get another top 3, top 5 pick to get a quarterback. Yeah, that's one of the quickest ways to lose your job. So the show must go on. So you're probably going to have to try to get somebody else out here that could ball. So there's other guys out here, but those are the two names that come to mind that are already signed in teams. Cooper Rush is on Dallas. Give him a shot. Like I said, Rudy. I keep saying Rudy Mason, but it's Mason Rudolph is another one. But as far as the actual players that are available that are free agents, it's slim pickings, man. I mean, if you do go out there and get somebody that's like a Nick Foles, I don't see him. I just see him taking a roster spot just in case. But to actually be a serviceable backup, I don't see it. But we do have weapons. That's one thing as well. So I will say this, and I'm going to go out on a limb when I say this, and I don't think this is going to be really popular or whatever the case may be. Because of the weapons we have, I'm going to back up off that because I know Carson Wentz could play with weapons, but the dude is nowhere near what he used to be 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's just, he's bad. He's bad. I just can't. I was going to say it, but he's bad. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater with the weapons we had, he's played okay. But the only person I could see is Nick Foles because, Nick Foles knows how to play and knows how to get far in the playoffs. I just don't see it. I don't see Matt Ryan as well. I just don't see it. It's just the relationship there is kind of wonky. It's almost kind of akin to like bringing Julio back. I don't see that. Or you want to say bring what's his name linebacker Deion Jones back. It's just a weird situation, and I just don't see that happening. But I don't know, man. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts? To me, it's just we're in a situation now where we're good. But what happens if we are down a quarterback? What happens? I gave you my thoughts. I mean, I wouldn't mind trading for Mason Rudolph or Cooper Rush if that was the case. I don't mind that. They're not long term, but they're serviceable for the short term. As far as the available players, it's just, man, it is. I'm serious, man. It is bad. the available players that are out here. I mean, it is rough looking at these players. Whew, man, I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna get up out of here. If this is, I'm sorry. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is a really interesting subject. I don't know what to do if this happens. I think the team is too good to say, hey, we're just gonna mail it in for the next season. You got some pieces on this team. You just need a quarterback that is serviceable, that can get the ball out or able to do a pretty good play action pass. Because you got the receivers, you got the tight ends, you got a fairly solid defense. So if you do bring in like a Cooper Rush or a Mason Rudolph, you may have to pay a pretty good price for them, but I think it'll be worth it, just for them to be a serviceable back. Or maybe in some cases they may have to play a few games. As far as the guys that are already out there, you don't have to do anything but just sign them. You could go ahead and possibly, like I said, I don't know, man. Nick Foles is the only one because he has like decent, experience as far as getting far in the season. But I don't know. I think we do have a third person on the spot. I don't know. I mean, just let me know, because I don't think we do. I'll be honest with you. Full disclosure, I did not look prior to getting on the show, because I only know it's just us. It's just the quarterbacks that we have. And I mean, I'm pretty sure by the time we are in the season, by the time we get into the season, we're going to have, a whole different situation. Like I said, we got Logan Whiteside. And I know Woodside. We got Logan Woodside. And I just don't know. You're still going to want another quarterback. You're just going to want another one. It's just really interesting. I just don't. I don't even know how well Logan's going to play. But I want to apologize because I did not think about Logan until now. But what happens? We're still going to probably have to try to sign somebody. I'm not really sure. I'm going to get up out of here, y'all. Y'all hit me up on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google Podcasts. The website is firstandfriendrace.com. My my Twitter is VF Baller. It just got me thinking now. I just don't know. I mean, y'all let me know, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.